wanna date my avatar.
Hi, it's Domino out here with GenisX Media at Porter County MonsterCon with Mark out here with his replica Batmobile. Mark, how are you this morning?
Outstanding, doing very well, Domino.
Great, fantastic to hear. So what do you like doing about events like this?
It's always great to get out there and meet with the fans of the original Batman TV show and with the fans of the original Batmobile. And I've been a fan since I was 2 years old, way back in 1967. I fell in love with the TV show, the music, the action, the color, everything about it, but especially with the Batmobile. And I said, someday I'm going to build that car. And it was about 15 years later when I had the opportunity. I took an old 74 Monte Carlo and turned it into my first Batmobile. And then about 13 years ago, we started building them professionally.
Fantastic. And is this your first model or have you built some since?
This is actually car number 5. It's in between owners. We built it about 9 years ago, and the previous owner out of Florida was selling it, and we are helping the new owner out of New York be able to upgrade the car a little bit, and it'll be heading out to New York on Monday. So we've built 23 of them so far.
That's awesome, 23. So if I ever win the lottery, what'll a car like this set me back if I want to get it?
The average price of a Fiberglass Freaks Batmobile is about $175,000 to $200,000. The one that has all of the gadgets and the really souped-up drivetrain runs $250,000. That has an LS3 Corvette engine in it with 525 horsepower. That has your also air ride with 3 different presets. It can go low for show. Preset number 2 is at drive height. Preset number 3 is loading and unloading from trailers. And it has all of the Bat gadgets. The flamethrower works out the back. Everything operates just like it did on the show.
Wow, so that's definitely the one that you want. So if I ever win the Powerball, I know who to come talk to get a car like this.
Absolutely, and that would be great. And we do have payment plans, so we can help people out.
That's great to hear. Well, I'm glad that you made it out here, and I hope you have a great time out here.
I sure will. It'll be great to meet all of the fans.
Domino here with GenisX Media at Porter County MonsterCon, standing here with Mark, the creator of Zombie Park. Mark, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So tell me a little about your books.
Okay, right now I wrote a very successful zombie series. Starts off with Zombie Park, which is Jurassic Park, take away the dinosaurs and add zombies to it. When I was done with that, I was shocked at how well it went, and everybody started just buying it left and right. So I ended up writing a bunch more books in the series. The next book that came out was Z-Day. And then I wrote a book called Plague of the Living Dead. Then I wrote Zombie World. Then I went back and wrote a prequel called Creation of the Living Dead. Right now, Zombie Park is still in the top of the charts for sales. Right now, it's number 5 in the horror category under post-apocalyptic. And right now, I'm currently writing the last book in that series.
So then those are all your upcoming projects. Is there anything new that you're looking at other than the zombie series?
Yeah, I was in the movie Moon 44 back in the 80s with Dean Devlin. We had a meeting, and he wrote Independence Day. I went home and wrote The Day the Earth Cried. Now, that's the only book in the series I wrote so far. We got together, had a meeting, and we decided next year I'm going to write 2 more books in that series. So next year, there'll be more alien invasion books coming out.
Fantastic. Domino here with GenisX Media at Porter County MonsterCon, standing here with Alan Stewart, the owner and curator of the Hall of Heroes Superhero Museum located in Elkhart, Indiana. Alan, how are you today?
Having a good time as always.
Good. So what brings you out here?
We're out here, to raise money for the museum. A lot of folks know that we have acquired a couple of Marvel movie vehicles in the past year. Of course, the Iron Man Cobra that was donated to us by Richard Rawlings on the Fast and Loud Car Show. And we just acquired the screen-used Ghost Rider motorcycle, the Hell Cycle itself, that Nicolas Cage used in the first film. So we don't have room at our current facility for those vehicles, as well as some other really cool new displays we want to do. So out here just collecting donations and wanting to raise some money because we need to get into a bigger building next year.
Awesome. So where are you looking to relocate?
We are looking at locations north end of Elkhart by the toll road, and we're actually in negotiations with the city of Elkhart right now for funding. And then we are also looking at downtown South Bend.
Awesome, both great locations.
Next weekend starts our Hall of Villains supervillain themed haunted house. So if people like Halloween, they like the villains, and if they want to see the heroes get beat up a little bit, they should come out the next 2 Friday and Saturday nights to the only comic book and supervillain themed haunted house in the world.
Awesome. Well, I believe I'll definitely be checking that out. It was great talking to you today, Alan. And as always, it's a pleasure. Standing here with Tom Sullivan, creator of special effects for the Evil Dead.
That's me.
How are you today?
I'm jumping. We've got huge crowds here at the Porter County Monster Comic Con, and this is my second year here, and it's fun to be back. And it's grown amazingly.
Awesome. So how many fans actually come out and recognize your work?
More than I always expect. Evil Dead has inspired and thrilled a number of people, and it's always fun to come. People show up and say, I'm an artist now because I saw what you did in Evil Dead, that kind of thing. And I never expected that. I saw King Kong when I was 5 years old, and that's why I'm doing what I did today. Do today, and it's just neat that energy keeps carrying along, and because I know they're going to inspire generations of people too.
Definitely. So that's got to be a great feeling to know that you're inspiring the next generation.
Yeah, it is. I never expected that at all. I just, we in fact we didn't have much hope for the film. I remember a conversation with the cast and crew around the kitchen sink when we were making the movie, and we figured, it's really about making your second movie. At the first film, if when we made Evil Dead, it was called Book of the Dead. And we figured if it played in a drive-in down in Texas for one weekend, we could say we made a theatrical film. But the idea was to get careers going and all that. And Sam Raimi, the director, a 19-year-old kid when we made Evil Dead, just is an encyclopedia of film technique, and he knew how to solve every problem with an entertaining twist to it, and made us all look good. And so it's amazing. We just had a Evil Dead reunion at the Cinema Wasteland in Strongsville, Ohio last weekend. And it's just amazing what we started, and it will not die. TV show, it's a play, it's all that. In fact, I made this for Evil Dead the Musical, the Broadway production. That's authentic Broadway fake blood on there.
Well, that's awesome. Of course it won't die. It's kind of a cult classic for a lot of people.
And there's a hit TV show, Ash vs. the Evil Dead, just started its second season. It's going to go on till Bruce needs a walker.
So do they still ask you to help out on set sometimes for the new things?
Well, they're filming that down in New Zealand, and that's a long flight for an old man like me. So, but the cast, the crew that they have on there is spectacular.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're happy to have you out here, and we hope you have a great time.
I am. Thank you. Good to meet you.
How are you today?
Hi, how are you, Domino? It's a pleasure to see you.
It's always a pleasure to see me. I am fantastic today. So what brings you out here?
I'm out at Monster Comic-Con interacting with the fans. I'm the creator of the Power Rangers, have created New Adventures of He-Man, wrote for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Care Bears, many, many shows. And I'm just so delighted to have the input from so many fans that say that I helped to shape their childhood and that their children are watching the shows now. That's a real thrill for me. And, when you're a writer, Domino, it's a very solitary existence. You're in a room for 10, 12 hours a day all by yourself. So for me to be out here and to be able to interact with all these wonderful fans, it's very exciting and energizing for me.
Wonderful. That seems like quite the track record. So how great is it for you to come out here and meet all the people that you inspire with all of your shows?
It's the most wonderful thing in the world. When you're writing for children, there's a huge responsibility there because you're shaping young minds, young impressionable minds. And I take that responsibility very, very seriously. I always try to do shows that are enriching and enlightening, try to sneak a little education in once in a while, but inspirational. Even in the case of the Power Rangers, people say, well, there's a lot of martial arts. Yes, but it's the good guys against the bad guys. And when I hear somebody that tells me, Jack, you really had a positive impact on my childhood. One young lady told me once that she grew up in a very tough family and didn't have a good childhood. She said all week long she would wait to see the Power Rangers on Saturday. And she said, thank you for saving my childhood. It means so much to me as a writer to hear that. So that's one of the things that really motivates me. And being out here with the fans, I tell a lot of the moms and dads, I said, I'm the reason for all the toys that you have to buy for the kids. And a lot of them say, you know what, we buy the toys for ourselves too.
So that's got to be a great feeling, and it's got to make all of this work and the long hours and just isolation feel like it's been worth it for you.
You're absolutely right, Domino. There's no question about it. And, you know, when you're isolated like that and you don't have that feedback, I always wish in my life that I could have been a singer so I could get that instant feedback. And I've got the moves, I've got the passion and everything. Problem is I just can't sing. So for my life, it's really, a lot of it is isolated unless I'm on a set and I'm producing something. But that's why I love coming to something like Monster Comic-Con, because you get that fan interaction, you get that feedback from everybody, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience here. And I also get to meet you.
Well, that is a treat. So what has been your favorite moment so far this weekend?
I think my favorite moment was when I had a mom and dad come over to me, and they said, our daughter just loves Care Bears so much. You know, she really, really loves it. And I hear that a lot. But then the mom said to me, and I loved it when I was a kid too. And, you know, that's a wonderful thing that something like Care Bears and also Power Rangers have been so long running. You know, there's all new episodes of the Care Bears airing now. There's all new episodes of the Power Rangers airing now. And it's probably about as close as you can come to immortality, to doing the creation of whole worlds and characters and having that influence on people and knowing that it's passed on from one generation to the other. It's, you know, it's just an amazing feeling for me.
Wonderful. Well, we're certainly glad to have you, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, Jack. It's been a pleasure, and we hope you have a great time.
Thank you, Domino. It was a pleasure for me as well.
This has been Domino with GenisX Media.